Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2019 Manager Career Mode here, Motorsport Manager, for round number 1 of Season 2, the Australian Grand Prix. If you guys did miss the previous one, then be sure to go check the one out before you see this one, because we made our brand new car, and we did a lot of spending, because we had over £120 million to spend on the new car and HQ upgrades. Slight actual caveat and hitch to that. For some reason, the game didn't auto-save after I ended the episode, so it actually loaded me back into just when we made our brand new car, so I've had to go back and redo all the upgrades we purchased, but I basically did everything the same. So we have right now a second iteration of brakes on the go. We have the new set of brakes that are being made, and the reliability is probably not going to be enough to use in the new first race. Maybe, I don't know, 50%. It's a little bit iffy. I might still use it, I don't know, but we've got a second set of brakes on the way. And then HQ upgrades, we purchased the same ones we had before: handling development, telemetry center, brakes, and then a fourth one. So this is actually the kind of maybe good side to the game not saving for some reason, is I went back and basically saw, you know what, I have a lot of money to spare, so I basically purchased, on top of the 3 upgrades we had going, a forecasting center level 2. So that came in real handy back when we did the Alfa Romeo career mode, because it allows you to see so much further into the race in terms of rain and whatnot. So hopefully that will help us maybe in this championship fight. Of course, if you did see the last one, we have told the chairman we're going to try and go for first place in the championship, which pretty much everyone in the comments disagreed with and said we're probably going to end up in some trouble, because even if you're like number 1 and your car is number 1, you still have issues trying to basically please the chairman, because you've said you're going to come in first place pretty much every time. So I don't know, we'll see. You know, it's going to make things interesting if our chairman's on our ass about, you know, getting fired or whatnot. We'll see about that, but that might give us an advantage, especially if it is raining in races. Fingers crossed we get a decent amount of rain in the season to help us out, because one, the AI are already weak in the rain anyway in terms of their decision making, and then having a forecasting center means our decision making can be so much better in terms of, because we can see so much further into the race. So we've got 4 HQ upgrades on the go, and we still have 35.5 million to play with. So that's all going to go into upgrades. We're going to be upgrading a lot in the early part of this season. You're going to see, obviously, we already know our engine is amazing, the second engine, best engine on the grid. So really, we're looking at, you know, brake updates, gearbox updates, the front wing, suspension, the rear wing, pretty much everything else. But we're starting off with brakes, because that doesn't take too much time. But apart from that, we're all good to go. Literally, we're 1 day away, or on the day of going to the Australian Grand Prix. So if I click continue on the calendar, and here we are now. We're going here. We've got Ray-Ban as our sponsor, so that'll be 360k added on if we get 15th or above. Sponsor-wise, we've got Infinity lasting for 1 more race, and then we have to renegotiate. We've got a sponsor appeal of 5 stars, so hopefully we can get a very good sponsor, because apparently, according to this, we've got some of the worst sponsors on the grid, which I don't know how has happened, because I think when we started the series, we had very good sponsors, and despite that, we actually have a lot of good money coming in anyway. So I don't know, maybe it's a case of we're just not paying our drivers and staff very much, so we've actually ended up having a decent amount of cash flow, even though apparently our sponsors aren't that great compared to other teams. Like, apparently the best team with sponsors is McLaren, and ART, a Formula 2 team that just came into F1, apparently has the 3rd best sponsors on the grid, which I don't know how that's actually happened. And drivers-wise, we've got the best drivers on the grid, the pairing, Vettel and Ricciardo. ART apparently have the 5th best as an F2 team coming into Formula 1. I don't know how they've managed to do that, but there you go. But let's go into Australia then. Tyre weight is high, so we'll take 6 extra super softs. There's some rain, heavy rain apparently for the race, so I'll take a lot of soft tyres as well, because I doubt we'll use a lot of mediums. So I'll take 3 mediums and really, you know, basically commit to an aggressive strategy. Part fitting wise, Vettel's unhappy, so we'll change this around. Obviously, Vettel's been contracted as the number 1 driver. 52% reliability. I'm going to take a risk and a gamble and give that to Vettel, and we'll see how that goes for him. For the engine, I'll give him the best engine, and then actually they're both, apparently Ricciardo's delighted with this, and Vettel's happy with that, so obviously Ricciardo gets the better ones of everything else. I'll give Vettel the better gearbox, and then I'll give Ricciardo the better rear wing and front wing. I'll give Vettel the better suspension, and so Ricciardo's content with that. Vettel's happy. Yeah, I mean, pretty much Ricciardo gets the better aero and Vettel gets the better base car away from that. I mean, should we swap that back round? to keep happy to like. Yeah, you know what? So Vettel will have 3 better things, and Ricciardo will have the other 3 better things. You can see on the chart though, Vettel's engine is considerably a lot better. So that's the one overriding thing. But I'm gonna try and give them a pretty good equal car because I think they both deserve an equal chance in this, even though their contracts say otherwise. So let's move forward then into practice, and we'll see how it goes for the first running of our brand new car in Season 2. We're going to practice. Looks like it's actually raining right now, so the heavy rain from Sunday is kind of bled into every other session, so not surprised actually. Well, we'll send them out right now on inters to do just a quick setup check on the race trim. It's gonna stop raining halfway through the session, so we'll get some decent intermediate running in. So actually this might come in handy for the race, you never know. So let's go out. But I talked about last episode about the livery. You can't really notice it too much there. I can notice, you know, the slight kind of gold yellow tinge we've got with the livery we went with this time. Obviously last year we went with a very kind of in-your-face yellow with a kind of pattern of black around it. So you can tell the difference there, which I kind of like. But we're going to come in now and quickly check the setup because we may as well do it whilst it's raining because no better time to do it. So let's see. There we go. 2 excellents and great. So I've actually based off the setup we had last season. So obviously the car's only gotten better. So the setup's relatively unchanged there. So now I'm going to just do a long 8-lap stint. And I'll probably take Ricciardo right to the end of the session. Vettel comes in. He's got 2 greats and a good, so pretty much everything Ricciardo had 1 step down. So let's see if we can maybe adjust this a little bit here. Maybe a bit more downforce, perhaps. Speed balance-wise, just maybe a bit of a longer gearbox. And then, I don't know, a bit more oversteer. Let's see how that works out for him. We'll go for an 8-lap stint and try and trust that setup and try and get the most knowledge we can on race trim and intermediates. Right, got level 3 on intermediates and the race trim there as the rain comes in. So pretty good session, actually. So if it rains in quali, we'll be actually really prepared for that with intermediate knowledge. But now I'm going to send them out on qualifying trim. And I'm going to go for the, well, actually, let's see, 14 laps at the max. I would say probably the soft tyres the better bet, to be honest, because if it rains in the race and there's a bit of a period where we need to go on dry tyres, I'd rather go on softs just to have that consistency there. So probably going to abandon getting too much super soft knowledge. Go quali trim and the soft tyres again. And hopefully these guys can do their runs. We've got 12 minutes left, so maybe enough time to get level 3. Obviously, Vettel and Ricciardo together have very good feedback. Vettel, I think, has 18 feedback, with Ricciardo 16. So definitely a step up from what we had with Hulkenberg, with the other 4-time world champion German. 5-time, actually, obviously, because he won the championship last season. So let's see. Ricciardo pops in a pretty good lap time. Our car is looking pretty good, actually, so far in practice. But obviously, we're using a slightly softer tyre than most. Right, over a minute to spare. We got level 3 on the soft tyre, level 3 on quali. No knowledge on super softs, but that's the kind of grave I guess we've dug is the way you say it. But 93%, so I still haven't got better set up completely bang on. Downforce wise, he's very confusing. I'm gonna go back to what we had before with that. So I think that level, that was great. So I'll try and get, because at the moment I've got good, excellent, great. If I can get great, excellent, and great, I'll go for that. So I need to tweak this slightly. Try and get that back to where we were. Is that where we were? No, we need to go back there. There we go. Right, that's where we were with that. And then the, oh god, this is going to be a nightmare. Right, I'm going to try that. I'm hoping that this doesn't ruin the speed balance here of great. And I'll quickly do 1 lap here, just send him out, quickly just get a quick check on this setup. The session's going to finish before he finishes the lap, so I won't know actually until we get into quali. So that's a bit of a shame, but there we go, a bit of a stab into the unknown then with Vettel. Will it actually let him finish the lap? I think it will do. Okay, well, there we go, there we go. Great, excellent, great, exactly what I wanted. So not as good as Ricciardo's setup, but close enough there, I guess. So going to quali, I'm kind of almost praying for a bit of rain, to be honest, because we've got that knowledge on inters, whereas we've got 0 knowledge on supers. So if it's dry, everyone's going to have an advantage over us of about level 3 levels, I would assume, on super softs. Unless they obviously did the same strategy as us, and they also got knowledge on softs or mediums, but I doubt it. I think the AI would at least have 1 level on super softs. But here we go, no rain in Q1. Right, so I'm going to take in a set of... I'm going to pray that there's some... Yeah, actually, you know what? I may as well do this. Sweetest spots. I may as well do that for Ricciardo to help him out. Because if it doesn't rain, that will help us. Then for Vettel, I'm just going to pray maybe it rains then with intermediate knowledge taken into that. Setup's all fine. Have to go on super softs. Obviously, that's the fastest way, but we have no knowledge on that. But there you go. I'll wait a little bit in the garage, though, because I don't think there's any rain later. No, it doesn't look like it. So we'll wait for track grip to go up a little bit, and then we'll send them out for one lap, and hopefully it'll be a one-lap wonder to get into Q2. Right, both on their flying laps here. Let's see how this works out for Ricciardo on this kind of big. You can see the what do you call it? The perk meant in terms of bigger sweet spot there. Although saying that, he's still overheating his tires massively, so I don't know what's up with that. Let's see as we go through now. Is he gonna actually do this? Is the AI gonna get okay? Good and perfect. That's not much better than Vettel, to be honest. So I don't know what honestly that perk has really done. I think it's better if I do it manually. Maybe I might try that in Q3. But here we go. Then Vettel's tucked up right behind Ricciardo. Vettel overtakes Ricciardo on the lap, so that's not great news. That might slow Ricciardo down a fair bit. But here we go now to the line. Hopefully up there. Vettel P2, very good. Ricciardo P8 though. But Vettel with a very good lap. Obviously, Vettel overtook Ricciardo, so that's how much faster he was going. Alonso, though, on top of the session there for Ferrari. So I'm not going to get used to that. It's so, like, ages ago, 2014, Alonso and Ferrari. But through to the end of the session, I think we should be good for Q2. I wouldn't imagine people are going to try and catch Ricciardo there with about nearly a second gap to P15 there. Obviously, at the start of the season, much like real life, the gaps from the top to the midfield to the bottom are going to be a lot larger than they were in the last few episodes of Season 1. And I kind of noticed that. The gaps kept getting closer and closer at the end of Season 1 because obviously the top teams have kind of diminished returns. So we're through into Q2 then. The Ferrari's looking pretty strong. Merc looking okay, but it looks like maybe Merc took a bit of a downturn there because Merc are like P4 and 6. Ocon, I was correct, by the way, last episode. Bottas did get dropped by Mercedes. Ocon is the one driving for Mercedes now, so maybe that's a foreshadow of things to come, obviously, because this was the 2019 mod, but this is Season 2 of it, so technically 2020. So is that a foreshadow for the real-life season? Let's see. But at the moment there, we've got Lance Stroll out, Raikkonen out, Verline out in ART, and then Tony Villander, also in the other ART, out, and then Giovinazzi out in P20. So even though they've got okay drivers, okay sponsors, their car, obviously, is a Formula 2 car into Formula 1, so they have plenty to go. Right, Q2, and it is raining now, so that's pretty good, actually. I can use this knowledge now we have for Vettel. Looks like it's not raining as much right now, so actually it's better to send them out now, because the track might get a little bit slower later on. So I'm going to do Ricciardo's outlap manually, try and get this sweet spot as good as we can. So let's it's been a while since I've done it manually, but I think the way I used to do it was wait until the end of customization, then go down to backup, and that should cool everything down to a good level by the time we get to it. Now from here on, you just juggle it and try and get it in the perfect range here as we now go to the end of the lap. Keep on juggling it, get the temps up, and perfect and great. Pretty good. So let's go now forward onto that lap. Vettel's on his flying lap right now. So go through purple. Obviously, no one's set a time yet, so obviously he's going purple. 2 purples, green, so someone's gone better. Hamilton's gone better. Let's go across the line, and for now, it's a 1:45. Let's see what that is compared to most people. Hamilton goes better. Where are the Ferraris? Ferrari's yet to set a time here. Alonso and Leclerc now setting later lap times. Let's see across the line for those guys. Alonso only P9. And Leclerc up into P3, but Alonso 5.5 seconds off the pace. So what did I say about the rain? Obviously, you know, the more it rains, the slower the lap time there, even if you're still in inters. So actually, hang on, I didn't even notice that. Why are these guys all trying super softs? Absolute pillocks. I don't know why they've bothered to try and qualify on super softs, but there you go. I think our job's done though, because I don't think there's a bit of dry weather right at the end. You know, I might need to send a precautionary lap here. I'm gonna do that. Okay, super softs. I'm going to use... crap. Okay, I'll use this new set of super softs. New set of super softs there. Send them out just as a bit of a banker lap in case people go faster on supers right at the end, because it is dry now, so there might be a chance to set a better lap time. So, bit of precautionary running here. Right, sessions ended, checkered flags fallen, across the line for Vettel, we go faster, Ricciardo goes faster, and in the end, not many people actually improved right at the death there, so our precautionary lap was probably for nothing, but hey-ho, we still did it, and so we are through. Alonso's knocked out of Q2 in the Ferrari. That is big, big news, because Alonso, I was probably going to guess he was going to be going for pole position, so he's out in P14 in the Ferrari car. Gasly out, so he continues his kind of poor form, and Ocon out in the Mercedes car. So a lot of surprises, and surprise for Grosjean, Sainz, Perez, Hartley, actually in the Toro Rosso to be through into Q3. So a few little bumps there in Q2. So now we go to the top 10 shootout, and it's not going to be raining. So let's see how this goes. We might be on the back foot here now. Right, it's going to start... Ooh, what the hell? It's going to start raining in about 2 minutes' time. So it's probably going to be worth it. You know what? If I do an outlap on Inters, we might just be able to get a time in on Inters right now. So if I go Inters... I'm going to wait a little bit. Just wait a little bit more, Those guys are going to go on supers, but by the time that they go round, the Inters are going to be the way to go. Right, this is going to be the most risky play ever, but I'm going to try it. Go out on Inters. This is going to look bonkers, but by the time they go round, it's going to be Inters weather, maybe. Right, here we go. Starts to rain, and they're now on Inters. Let's see. Now it's too wet. Now it's full wet tyres. Very weird way to go. But for now, they do go... See, actually, you know what? It actually worked, to be fair to us. 5 seconds faster than Hamilton. It did work, to be fair, but now we come in, and it's going to be dry again, so we'll have another dry run. So I just did a run for no reason in a way, but I didn't really see what the weather's going to be like. But they've just got enough time to go out again. Track grip's going to go up, so the longer I wait, the better. 148, so let's go now, just in case. Set of super softs, go. And Ricciardo set of super softs. Let's go now. Right, Vettel starts his lap. Let's have a look here. At the moment, Leclerc is on pole position by 1.1 seconds. I suspect he just set that time. Well, apparently it says he set the time on Inters, which I don't get. Well, I think he must have set that time earlier because that's the tyre he's on right now. But Vettel goes purple in the first sector. So that's very good. No one else has gone purple so far. So purple second sector. This is all looking very grand for Vettel. But Hamilton goes purple second sector. Checker flag's fallen. Leclerc is still on provisional pole. Vettel across the line. He's provisional pole. But where's Hamilton? Hamilton set a purple. He goes pole by just about 2/10 there. Ricciardo only in P6 right now, but he's yet to set his time. There we go. P3. I think that's it. But a few people setting time still. And in the end of it, Hamilton is on pole position in the Merc. But we've got 2-3 for Vettel and Ricciardo. Pretty damn good. Verstappen P4. Leclerc got caught out massively, but only setting a time on Inters, so he's 9 seconds off the pace. So, I don't know. If Leclerc set a time on dry tyres, I feel like Leclerc would have been battling for pole with Hamilton there in the Ferrari car. We'll never know, but at least for us, 2-3. Very good start to the season then. That's pretty decent. Although, to be fair, a few times last season, even towards the end of the season, we were trying to, you know, maybe joust for P3, depending on a few mistakes there. So, I don't want to, you know, jinx anything yet. We need to see what the race pace is like. But let's see. Is it raining? No, doesn't look like it. Is there going to be any rain later? Yes, there is. So, in terms of the knowledge we take in, I'm not too sure here, to be honest. I might go softs and race trim. But it said heavy rain. So the theory is it must be raining a lot more later on. So, I don't know. I mean, if it goes to heavy rain, Inter's knowledge is not going to be any use. So I'm going to just stick with soft tire knowledge. And hope we can go quite quickly in this first stint. Because I'm going to start them both on soft tires. Because we've got unlocked strategy. Because it was raining in Q2. We have free choice of tires. We've got to go to lap number 10 at least before it starts raining. These go 14 laps at best. Well, no, 16 at best, 14 at minimum. So that's going to be pretty damn good. So it means we can push the soft tyres quite a lot at the start here in terms of performance. So hopefully this will help us quite a fair bit. So let's go attack mode, overtake mode, and see how things go. All right, here we go then to 5 red lights to the Australian Grand Prix here. Round number 1 of Season 2 of this Renault Manager career mode. And wow, Ricciardo with a slow one, but a great start for Vettel up into first place there, overtaking Hamilton into turn 1. Verstappen, though, follows us into turn 1 as well, and second place there for him. So Hamilton with a poor getaway there, and Verstappen right on our tail then. Ricciardo, though, has dropped to P11. So what is this? Ricciardo, we dropped Hulkenberg, and this is like karma for dropping Hulkenberg, because Ricciardo now has inherited Hulkenberg's starts. I don't get it. Like, he crashed at Doha, whatever it was, or Dubai, the season finale, and I don't know what it is. Like, does our car just have one car by default has to have a horrendous start? Like, I don't know, maybe that was it with Hulkenberg, I don't know, but for some reason Ricciardo with a slow start. Hopefully he can make it back up as we now get through. At the moment, Vettel 1.1 ahead of Verstappen, so doing a great job at the moment controlling the Grand Prix. Obviously Vettel known for controlling races like that, so let's see how this goes then long term. Going to bump them down to high and go high on the fuel. I'm going to stay on overtake mode for Ricciardo because we have more potential in this car up into P8 now. So we're getting through. We're behind ART car of Verline, who's in P7. So Verline was knocked out in Q1. So Verline's done amazingly in the ART there to be up into P7. But we go around the outside then. Nice overtaking action up into P7 then. So Ricciardo really getting on it like a car bonnet there. The tyre's overheating slightly though. So let's conserve those a tad. Same for Vettel. Let's go overtake mode for him now. Let's use some ERS as we go through to the end of the lap, though, and try and push away now on the main straight. Use a lot of ERS, close right up there to P6, which is Fiat around the outside of the Toro Rosso car up into P6. So Ricciardo is making strides to get back into this Grand Prix, and now we chase after Esteban Ocon. The tyres are back into temperature range, so we'll go back to neutral. Going to use some ERS for Vettel once he gets to the end of the lap there to try and push away from P2, which is Hamilton, 2.1. So this is Vettel's AI doing the work here, and he's really using the car well. 2.7 ahead of Hamilton. But Ricciardo is the one we're focused on now, trying to chase back after Ocon. From now on, it might get a little bit trickier there with Ocon, but Hartley in a Toro Rosso is up into P4, so I'm hoping Hartley can kind of be a bit of a bottleneck and hold up Ocon and push him back into us. We've got a low fuel delta for Vettel, so let's go on hybrid mode now and high and try and save some fuel. Meanwhile, do the same thing for Ricciardo, to be honest. We'll stay on overtake mode for now and try and push on because I really want to try and recover these positions here right now. We are closing up on Ocon, so that's looking good. Going to go conserve. Remember, obviously, these guys will eventually pit earlier than us, so we have that to look forward to. Going to go hybrid mode again. Hybrid mode is working well for Vettel as well. We're P1 by 3.7 seconds. Ricciardo is being now pressurized by Fernando Alonso, who's finally making an entrance into this Grand Prix in P7 there. We haven't been able to close up on Ocon, but Ocon's going to pit on this lap, you can see, but Alonso right on the back of us, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But as we come through now, Ocon in the pits, we're up into P5. I would assume Hartley and Verstappen and Hamilton not too far away from making pit stops themselves. But here we come through now onto lap 10. Hamilton, Verstappen, and Hartley continue on for one lap. We've got Sparks. Wow. Ooh. We've got Fiat with a very weird kind of animation there. He's down to P20 now. So that's a little bit odd. Okay. Going to go auto for Vettel. Save some more fuel, actually. You know what? Same for Ricciardo as we stay ahead of Fernando Alonso here. Still doing a good job. But one of these guys is going to come in. Ooh, intermediate periods are coming soon, actually. You know, these guys have done a fantastic job in supers to somehow maintain. So let's go full-out attack then as the rain comes down. May as well go full-out attack as the rain comes down and just try and burn as much fuel as we can, because for now, we're going to go on inters pretty damn soon. Right, going to go inters, recharge the battery, go for a fast pit stop there with Vettel. Same thing with Ricciardo, go on inters, recharge the battery, and go on fast. Yeah, the rain's going to come down for a decent amount of time, so we have to go for a pit stop here. But we're going to gain a decent amount of time here on this in-lap there. Alonso has overtaken us, I will say. He's overtaken Ricciardo, but we are gaining 1.1 on that in-lap there, so hopefully that's going to be good. Try and jump some people ahead. But a good pit stop there for Vettel. Hopefully a good pit stop for Ricciardo. Comes in. No mistake there. We're side by side with Alonso down the pit lane. We exit behind Alonso, but we're using a lot of ERS there, and we get back ahead of Alonso. That is good. Right, going to save fuel in this phase of the Grand Prix, and we'll continue pushing on the tyres, because we don't need to worry about them overheating as we overtake Hartley in the Toro Rosso, because we're going to come in pretty damn soon. Right, sit rep on lap number 19 then. We have gotten away from Alonso, and we did well on that stint. We're conserving a little bit. You know what, we could go attack, because it's going to start drying up in 2 laps' time. So full out attack for both drivers. Still saving some fuel with Ricciardo. We've got a good amount of fuel with Vettel there. The gap 4.3 to Hamilton, second place. So Vettel still doing a fantastic job of controlling this Grand Prix ahead of Lewis and Max in P3. Where is Max compared to Ricciardo? He's actually just there, so we're closing back up. So doing well. I'm actually surprised we held up Alonso and kept him at bay. I'm still, if Alonso's still going to be there for the dry period right at the end of this, Alonso still, I think, will have a chance to try and close up to us, because his AI is very, very strong. But for now, we're actually catching Verstappen at this stage, and we're going to come on to dries in about 2 laps' time. Tyres overheated for Ricciardo and soon for Vettel. That doesn't matter, because we're going to come in anyway in 1 lap's time. Right, I've got 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. I'm going to use the soft tyres because I'm just not too sure about the super softs going 12 laps. Don't want to risk it. Park condition. The new brakes we gave Vettel are 33%, but actually the thing that's wearing out is the engine and the front wing, so we need to watch out for that. I can't actually afford to use too many higher engine modes with Vettel. Ironically, we've got more fuel to use for him than Ricciardo, but I can't really afford to do that. Ricciardo was going to pit in onto soft tyres, park condition. He's only got a bad front wing, but his front wing's 23% compared to 30-something for Vettel, so we'll have to watch out for that. So we may be in an okay position right now, but our car is a little bit brittle at the moment, so we'll have to watch out for that. But we come in now for the pit stop. Hopefully no mistakes on the pit crew. Good stuff. We're out on auto. Let's go neutral there. Vettel comes out in P1. Let's go medium and not wear the engine out too much there for Vettel. Ricciardo pits, and where we're going to come out compared to Verstappen and or Alonso, we come out behind Verstappen and Hamilton. Verstappen's actually jumped Hamilton, to be fair to Verstappen, so fair play. And we will now keep on pushing. We're ahead of Alonso though, but Alonso's on super, so 4 seconds back. So this is now the time where we see Verstappen's gone on mediums actually, so that's even weirder than us going on softs, to be fair. Ooh, front wing is scraping along the floor. I don't know if that means he's got damage. I think it might do. Is that in the red zone? I think that is. I think his front wing just broke, isn't it? Yeah, his front wing just broke. I think Ricciardo's front wing literally just broke because it was, well, brittle. So we're literally right by the pit lane, by the way. So this might be the worst timing in the world. Fast pit stop, no tyre change. Is that going to be... Nope, he's going to have to go and do a whole lap here. So let's go overtake mode and really push in. So Ricciardo, that's going to be unfortunate for him. His front wing's broken, so I have to continue on now. Is he even losing too much time, though? He's going green. Alonso's got damage as well, apparently. I mean, can we just continue on? No. You know what? It might be worth it. Yeah, we're going to have to... Yeah, we'll just pit. Right, Ricciardo's in. Pit stop. Repairing that front wing's going to take a while. We're down to P7. Right. Absolute underlay, mate. We're going to push as hard as we can, like a stabbed rat, to get back into this position. Right, front wing for Vettel's low. We're just going to calm things down for him. His is not as bad as Ricciardo's. Ricciardo's is 16%. So let's just calm down on that. I'm going to use some fuel now to try and counteract this and some ERS. But we'll have to watch out. We've got 5 laps left. Right, engine condition is low for Vettel. He's got a lot of things going on right now. This is Sebastian Vettel of 2013 or like 2012. He's got, you know, this is the part where Christian Horner will be saying, oh, Vettel's managing about 5 million things. But Alonso has retired there. Poor reliability. And it's a lot of smoke for him. It's a lot of smoke for Verstappen as well. So the engines are very, very brittle here in this race. Verstappen might retire as well, you know. Alonso's definitely retiring, so Hamilton up into P2. We've got 27 seconds, so I'm going to calm things down for Vettel and go super low on the fuel. We have got to basically limp home in first place there. He's managing 5 million things in the car. Hopefully, he can get through to the end. We've got 2 laps left. Meanwhile, Ricciardo's pushing like a stabbed rat because he doesn't have many issues, actually. He's in P7 right now. He could overtake Gasly, and we might gain 2 free positions once Verstappen retires because he's smoking away. Surely he's got to retire soon enough. Right, here we go, and it's a pit stop for Verstappen, actually, so he's going to change his engine, maybe. So Ricciardo's into P4. So actually, just like that, Ricciardo's back up into where he pretty much was. And we're chasing after Gasly now. We've only got 2 laps left, so we may as well push on here, actually. You know what? Right, can we overtake Gasly? Come on, the last lap of the Grand Prix there. Right up the chuff of the Frenchman. We're so, so close. Come on, keep it going. Right, we've got some ERS to use. Let's use it on this back straight. Go overtake mode. Vettel, though, on the last lap of the Grand Prix, is going to limp home across the line to win the Australian Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff. Just about gets it there. The car, look at it. Look at the car, though. Wow. We've got 3 red zones there. And Ricciardo on the last lap of the Grand Prix, down the inside on the second last corner, overtakes Gasly to make it a double podium for Renault. What a fantastic drive by Ricciardo there. Hamilton P2. That was a very stressy Grand Prix there. And in the end of it, Alonso retires. Verstappen, I think, made an engine change mid-race and finished up in P6. That's all pretty bonkers there, but the gist of it is 1-3. And obviously, this is kind of what always happens in Motorsport Manager. You take advantage of the early races, you know, when there's poor reliability for the AI as well. And also at the same time, you've got more of a level playing field in the opening rounds compared to the later rounds. So we need to capitalise on this and not take this for granted, because I bet you we won't be winning Grand Prix towards the end of the season unless we upgrade quite a fair bit. But what a great start for us, first and third. It was close though. We were very lucky. We had these three. We had 3 red zones. They could have failed at any point. We could have been like Alonso and retiring. So I count ourselves very, very lucky. Right, so a gold and bronze trophy here to take back to Enstone. And so obviously the standings are as they was in the race order. But constructors-wise, we've already got 20 points now ahead of Red Bull. Surprisingly, obviously last season, Red Bull were always the bottlers. They never finished their races well. And they never used their true pace of the car, so they finished up in P4. Now they're P2 ahead of Merc and Ferrari with that failure for Alonso and Leclerc not doing well. Ferrari even below Sauber. They're in P8, a lot like my actual F1 2018 career mode. So a very jumbled up grid order there for the constructors after race 1. Obviously, it will kind of, sift out properly after a few episodes, but for the first one, very interesting and intriguing. And obviously we got well over 15th place, so we'll get the money from Ray-Ban. And so this should be a pretty damn good paycheck for us as well come the end of this Grand Prix once it loads in there. So at least over 2 million, I would suspect, really, I think. As we go on there, driver form, good traits of more mechanic relationships. And we've got 3 million. Absolutely awesome there. Prize money obviously comes into effect as well for obviously winning the Grand Prix. Obviously we pay out a little bit of a bonus to Vettel, but remember we signed Vettel on a very low bonus contract, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. So 3 million in that episode. We pretty much earned back our 2 brakes updates. You realise that? That is crazy. So, very good episode. If you guys did enjoy that, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know your thought in the comments below. If you are new around here, you can subscribe for weekly Formula content. I'm aarava. Hope you enjoyed today, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.